We have some semi-finalists. It looks like, unfortunately, we did get an update. Miyamaika did not show up, so Dimaga does get a walkover over Miyamaika, and he's waiting in the semi-finals as well. It breaks my heart. I would have loved to have seen Miyamaika versus Dimaga. That would have been a great ZVZ, but alas, it is not meant to be, and instead, we are covering a very different series. And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gresvan, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Abydos. And the waifus out there, we have Cure. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gresvan, we have his opponents. We have the Filipino Protoss player. He's the red Protoss. He is DaSh. Oh, let's go, Poppy. Let's go. DaSh versus Cure. DaSh has honestly been doing really well recently. I'm really impressed. Whenever I kind of peek into the Oceanic and Southeast Asian region to see like who's being active and who's playing and who's practicing and who's improving, DaSh is the one who's just always on that grind. And I remember when he was Masters. I remember when he was Masters 3, playing in Masters 1 Open. I think we may have even casted DaSh a couple of years ago when he was Diamond. For those who don't know, we used to host amateur tournaments for Diamond players and for Masters players. And DaSh is one of the players that popped up there. And now, he's GM. Now he's broken that 5K barrier. So yeah, it's really cool to see DaSh improving over the years. Even though we're so far into StarCraft, we're in the twilight years of StarCraft as well. Despite that, it's great to see that DaSh is still passionate, or we still have passionate players that are rising in the scene, like, or in a region like Southeast Asia. It's not just Europe, it's not just America. So yeah, great to see, great to see. And we'll see how he does here though, because he's up against one of the best Terrans in the world. He's up against Cure, a titan of an opponent here. Arguably top 3 or top 4 Terrans in Korea. When I think of the top Terrans, I think Maru, I think Byun. From there, probably Cure is top 3. Maybe Gumiho and then Cure. Maybe they kind of vie for that third spot a little bit. Regardless, Cure is an amazing player, and I wish DaSh the best here because we are jumping in mid-series. Cure is already up 1-0. And I want to see what DaSh can do here to try and, you know, prove to us that maybe Cure isn't a god. Maybe he can bleed a little bit. Let's find out. For the time being, DaSh is going for a Twilight Council opener here. Nothing too crazy. Should be seeing Blink off of this as well. Fairly standard. I mean, I say fairly standard. Gresvan is a relatively large map, and I wouldn't be opposed to a Stargate opener to try and get into Phoenixes, get map control that way, and then get into Phoenix Colossus as a composition. I don't think that would necessarily be a bad choice, as Cure did go for a Rax Expand opener. Wasn't really too concerned with scouting, but now the Reaper will dip in, and the Reaper gets all the scouting information it needs. Twilight Council has been spotted. And now he knows that he doesn't have to worry too much about an Oracle diving in. He doesn't have to prioritize Cyclone production or Vikings or anything. And he is going to be following this up with a Mind Drop. Here we go. So again, pretty standard stuff here from Cure. Like the Rax Expand into a Scout, into the follow-up Mind Drop is as standard as TvP gets nowadays. Unfortunately, DaSh is working with very limited information. Oh my god, as he's setting up a gateway across the map, actually. We have 3 gates at home, 1 across the map. We're getting into 4-gate Blink Stalker, so we are going to be very aggressive here from the side of the Protoss. Before that happens, the Mind Drop is going across the map. The Probe is going to get cleaned up as well. I believe the Probe did barely see the drop, but did DaSh see it? That's the question. And the answer is, I don't think he did. The Stalkers are moving out. The drop is moving in. No! Oh my goodness, DaSh is throwing down 2 more gates. It's going to be a 6-gate Blink Stalker all in. But he has to make sure his economy is safe and sound as that job comes in, and oh, he does react in time. Ay. Also, did I say 6? Nah, yeah, it's 6. I was gonna say, I meant to say 7, but oh, no, come back! Oh, 3 probes go down to 1 mine shot. DaSh, he responded so well initially, but just came back a little bit too soon. He will clean this up, but not without losing 4 probes in total. 1 across the map, 3 in the main base. Oh, not too bad. What's important is that I think Cure still hasn't seen the gates. He hasn't seen the gateway explosion. He doesn't know about the proxy gate across the map. Again, DaSh is going for a 2-base all-in. Yes, it is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gates in total. My God. And what's our defensive setup looking like? We have 1 tank, we have 2 tanks, we have a bunker, we have SimCity. Yeah, we're pretty well set up at the natural, but bear in mind that these are Blink Stalkers. They don't have to go for the natural. They can go for the main instead, but here we go. We're committed. We're blinking on top of the tanks. 1 tank is going to be going down the bunker as well, but the 2nd tank is doing so much damage. Oh. I don't know if it was the best choice to focus the bunker over the 2nd tank. A lot of these Stalkers are battered and bruised, but they are still alive. The tank is looking to reposition. As it repositions, DaSh can dive in once again. He's going for it. Oh, he misclicks. No, get the tank. There we go. He will finally get that tank, but not without losing a lot of his Stalkers. Ay. 11 Stalkers already going down. Again, these tanks have been so cash money here for Cure. And we don't have high ground vision, not yet. This Adept could try and shade past the army, but no, it won't be able to make it through. We have another blink. The tank is going to go down once again. We're getting a little bit of momentum here for DaSh. Bear that in mind. No more tanks, no more bunkers, but as I say that, a 4th tank joins the fray. And you know what? Things haven't been looking too bad here for DaSh, but in a couple of seconds, Stim is about to finish. And once Stim finishes, everything will change. There we go. We blink on forward. We get the 4th tank. But Stim is done. And now that we have Stim, Cure can chase down this army. He can fight toe-to-toe with this without the need of those tanks. Boys are being pulled. So far, nice blinks here from DaSh, though. Just trying to break his way through. God, but the macro, the production of Cure is just unstoppable. And DaSh is forced to back off. He's throwing down a 3rd base behind this, but again, going for a 7-gate all-in to begin with. You need to do more damage than this if we're going to try and take a 3rd. And DaSh knows that. Again, the blinks aren't looking too bad. He's actually trading quite well against a lot of these Marines. The boys are being pulled once again. Oh God, but we have another tank. And DaSh needs to respect that. Again, if only we had like a sentry for hallucination, if only we had a little bit of high ground vision, we could have avoided all of this. We can go into the main, we can snipe a couple of add-ons, we can deny some upgrades. There was potential. As DaSh is actually going to be continuing with Swarm Toss. We have a charge on the way and 2 more gates, 9 in total. DaSh trying to break his way through, but the defense of Cure is just too damn strong. He did lose a couple of workers, don't get me wrong, and the worker count is looking pretty even, but the 3rd CC is looking to land. And Cure is just looking in a pretty solid position, not gonna lie. Now that he has his upgrades, now that he has his 3rd base and these tanks, there's no way to really break this position, no way to punish this economy. DaSh back at home, just throwing down more gates. Continuing with his Swarm Toss. Zealots, Stalkers, who needs splash damage? Nah, we don't need it, mate. It's all good. It's all good, Bobby. And we even have a scan across the map, and the scan is to confirm, okay, you have a 3rd base, you are macroing. He sees all these zealots as well, so he should be able to piece together that charge is completed for his opponent. The Raven was able to survive the early game as well, and with that Raven, we will have an anti-armor missile, and mate, an anti-armor missile on those Zealots would just annihilate them. It'd be so difficult for them to break this tank line. Here we go, the tanks are sieging on up. Oh, nice focusing there. Tank goes down. Good force fields as well. We do have an anti-armor missile here, but it looks like Cure won't be able to take advantage of it. At the same time, we also have a Zealot run by here. It is going to get cleaned up by these reinforcements, as the ghosts have been revealed. DaSh trying to go for another run by. And yo, he's actually getting on top of these ghosts. Oh, can he get on top of the ghosts? Oh, nice reaction from Cure. He does tuck them in between the mineral patches, but one ghost is going to go down. Oh, at the same time, Cure does unsiege and he gets the hell out of there. I say unsiege, it looks like he lost his tank. And DaSh has a decent amount of army to work with. Unfortunately, he's bleeding out a lot of Zealots. We have a scan to see where the army is coming from. Oh no, the sentries! Oh, the sentries get caught out. DaSh blinks on forward. He wants to try to take a fight here. EMPs are going to connect on these Stalkers. And with those EMPs, DaSh is going to have a hard time engaging, but he needs to. He has to. He's pretty committed, but with the Widowmine shots going off, with the target firing of these Marauders and the Ghosts, it looks like DaSh is being forced all the way back. Again, earlier he had a little bit of momentum, but his build overall was designed to kill Cure before he got his third base up and running. Because he didn't, yeah. DaSh is kind of limping along economically. We have a fourth base on the way, but like tech-wise, we don't really have anything to work with. We don't have a Robo, no Twilight, sorry, no Templar Archives, no Storm, no Archons, no Disruptors, no Colossus. And Cure's gotten to the point where he can deal with a ground toss army, with a gateway army. EMPs, mate. Speaking of, there we have him. Oh, massive EMP. Can I send another EMP as well? We have an overcharge to try to keep these units alive, but the bio army is just too damn strong. DaSh put up a good fight, but GG gets called, and Cure will take the series 2-0. GG, well played. Cure takes down DaSh, but honestly, DaSh didn't look too bad there. I think if you remember, he misclicked when he blinked on top of those tanks, and it took him like 3 additional shots to kill the second tank. If it wasn't for some of these misclicks, maybe a little bit of nerves on DaSh. I know he's a young player. I know he's an up-and-comer. But if he had maybe just tightened up the execution of his build, maybe he would have been able to make something happen. I can see a world where that's the case. Oh, GG.